Being a dentist makes you feel a little bit like Mr. Grumbly on the inside. Greg, you come grab this from me. I'll give you Mr. Grumbly. It is 50% awesome, 50% annoying, and 100% exhausting. On Talking Nachos, we bring you people dedicated to helping you increase success, decrease stress, and most of all, reduce the number of times you feel like crying a day. We have a number of awesome events coming up at Dental Nachos. Our first event of the year in person is our Dr. Jason Smithson event. It is going to be one of the best dentists on planet Earth coming to Philadelphia to teach you onlays, inlays, veneers, and more. To get the best price possible to enjoy fun, food, and friends in Philadelphia, text Smithson to 215-543-6454. I'm ready for my first guest on Talking Nachos, and my team is ready to bring them up to our Talking Nachos stage. We have Steven from our awesome sponsor, Lasso. So, Steven, you've been on a number of times, but we have new members every month. Share with our audience what you guys do to help dentists.
Yeah, so definitely a number of things. I've been in the dental marketing space the last 10 years. I've been with Lasso the last 2 years. But in terms of how we help dentists, it's really getting you found by your ideal patient and doing a great job of not only getting you found, but having them actually pick up the phone to make an appointment with you. So in terms of the offering, anything from starting with building amazing looking websites that just really paint the picture of, what you've built at your practice, the quality of care you provide, the services you offer, and why you're the choice versus, a competitive marketplace, the other dentists at hand, right? And we do that through coming to the practice, getting amazing video shoots shot, photo shoots, optimizing the website, custom social media campaigns, and then we're able to tie into the practice management software to quantify all the results. We're able to show you how many patients scheduled, did they actually show up, how much production is coming from a Google ad versus SEO, or the most transparent there is.
That's awesome. I mean, in general, back in my early days of the 80s, you just showed up at a business and you met them there. But now in 2023, my wife Googles a restaurant. She's watching videos, looking at reviews. You find that to be what dental patients want too. They want to get to know you through video. They want to see your reviews. Is that something you see in this marketing space?
110%. I mean, the playing field of how people are finding businesses, if it's a restaurant, if it's a dentist, if it's whatever it may be, people are going online. People are having a lot less social interaction nowadays than previously in the past. So that leaves us to having to go to our phones and go into Google or social media, whatever it may be, to find what we're looking for.
And I'll kind of add that, the dentist is not everyone's favorite place to be. So anything that you can do to break down who am I going to see when I get there? I mean, I think, you just did our website for our hygiene center at Ewing Dental. And I just think it's so valuable that people get to see who they're going to meet before they come into the office. They get to see these friendly faces. They get to hear these stories. You guys are big into storytelling and the power of video. If a dentist is like, hey, I want to upgrade my website, but I don't know if I'm good on camera, good on video, what do you guys do at Lasso to make it easy for them, to make it not anxiety provoking? You did a great job for our office. Tell our audience about that.
Well, I appreciate that. I think your website turned out amazing and really paints the picture of what you do, being it's a hygiene center versus, general care practice, whatever it may be. But in terms of how we make it a comfortable experience is we've shot hundreds of dental highlights, videos, interviews, all these different items. So we really have it fine-tuned. We actually make it a very easy experience for the dentist. They're not having to write a script. They're not reading a script. They're not playing, actor in Hollywood for the day. We simply sit them down. We have a series of questions we asked. We get them sounding very not contrived, very authentic in their answers. And then what really makes these videos stand out and where the real magic happens is going to be that post-production, the editing you do afterwards is what makes the website and the quality of those videos look pristine.
I love that. I mean, kind of as we wrap up, I encourage dentists. They're doing amazing things in patients' mouths with the most up-to-date dentistry. But some of their websites look like when the internet was invented. That's Sebastian Maniscalco joke. And this is the year to connect with Lasso and upgrade your website. Share your story online. If people text Lasso to 215-543-6454, Steven, you guys are awesome with Nacho deals. What do they get for being part of Dental Nachos?
Yeah, you actually get, first and foremost, no upfront cost with us. So no setup fees. Typically to build a new website, you're looking at around $5,000. That gets waived with Dental Nachos. On top of that, you get roughly about, I think it's close to 20% off our monthly investments as well. We do have some start of the year specials that you can combine with your Dental Nachos discount. So if you're looking to get Q1 started, enhancing your marketing, enhancing your new patient flow, then definitely reach out, because this is the best time to do it.
Awesome. And I know you're returning. You were at the Dr. Jason Smithson event last year in 2022. You got Dr. Christian Mullen, I think, from my community, who are doing his website. And, we do these things on Facebook, but maybe I can ask you to help me. What is the magic of in-person events? I see you at least 3 or 4 times a year at events, whether it's ours or others. You're on the road. Why would you inspire dentists to get out there and see each other face to face?
Yeah, I'm definitely a road warrior. But in terms of, I do probably 30 dental events a year. And I'd say, really, it's the most, I guess the best way, the most genuine way you can make a connection with somebody's in person, right? Facebook groups are amazing and whatnot, but shaking somebody's hand and being face to face with somebody, I just think there's no better way to make a connection.
Yeah, I say do both, right? Pay attention online, but also come and hang out with people. You learn sometimes just as much getting coffee or wine before or after the events as you do during them. So I appreciate all that you do as an awesome sponsor. People can text Lasso to 215-543-6454, and I'm sure I'm going to see you face to face in just a few weeks here, Stephen.
You will.
Awesome. Thanks so much. So this is what Talking Nachos is about: ways to help you survive, thrive, and not cry in the real world of dentisting. I'm ready for my next guest when they're ready to come up. So we are an abundance-minded company. We have so many awesome sponsors helping dentists share their story. I have Parham from the Doc Sites here. You can text Doc Sites to 215-543-6454 to connect with Parham. Parham, I know you helped one of my favorite dentists with their website in New York City, Dr. Mitchell. Tell us what you guys do in the dental space and how you help dentists survive, thrive, and not cry.
Back-to-back marketing website, people. So it's great. I love the message. And I think in general, something you hit is that people are looking their dentists up, right? They want to see who can they trust. Right now, I have a 1-year-old. She's 15 months. I'm going to take her to a pediatric dentist. Guess what I did, Paul? I went and searched online because none of my friends and family have dentists within my area here in LA, right? So I went there. I looked online. I literally looked at 5 to 10 different Google profiles and websites in my local area. And what I want to mention is, don't leave your website, your personal bio, and your profiles neglected, right?
Yeah.
And with us at $59 a month, we provide you complimentary updates monthly. So you don't have to pay your staff to go update a website. Because, there's a lot of DIYers, right?
Right.
Out there in the dental community. Dentists are really smart people.
Parham, I want to pause. I don't know if I can be sued by a company that just went out of business, but all dentists just saw a DIY company try to disrupt our space in doing at-home ortho, and that company is now no longer in business. So dentists should learn that we did not think it was cool when patients were doing their own dentistry at home, and don't be a customer that tries to be, what should I call it, Parham? Oh yeah, dentist cheap, and think that you can figure out how to do your own website. And you guys make it affordable. You make it awesome. You also talk about the power of reviews, and you've shown in the past on shows how important reviews are. How is important that for your clients?
It's very important, Paul. I think getting reviews consistently is important. This is a big tip that I give our clients, having them write the treatment that they got from you, right? So if someone came in and did implants or something,
very good one.
Don't tell them, hey, write how great I was. Say, hey, can you mention what I did for you, how the treatment went, why you came to my office? Come up with the wording that is consistent and friendly so that patients love dentistry when it improves their lives, right? They're going to be the first one to come to bat for you. And I do say, we make websites, Paul, for clients, but I do say your Google profile is now 50% of it. And a lot of the Google profiles are missing before and afters, photos of the dentist, new and updated reviews, Q&As, right? So all of those things, add those on your Google profile. And the cool thing about us is that with our marketing plans, we help you with that as well. So we're as low as $358 a month for a marketing plan, and you could get the support that you need with all of that.
Awesome. As we wrap up, I want, when we do a big case for a patient, they ultimately say at the end, I'm so glad I did it. I wish I did it sooner. I'm so glad I did it, Dr. Paul. I should have done it sooner. Do you find similar things? Maybe you meet people out of, Stephen was talking about the value of face-to-face interactions. You guys were just in Chicago with me, face-to-face interactions. Do you have any clients where they, you had to drag them into fixing their website and they say, you know what, Parham, I should have done this sooner. I'm so glad we did it.
Majority of clients, not majority, but a lot of them, we have to kind of nudge a little bit to, fix up their outdated sites. And then afterwards, they're so happy. And, a year later, they'll tell us, hey, that was something I wish I did sooner. And just for the simple fact that getting their latest before and afters up on the website and making sure they highlight their new 5-star reviews. So 110%. And the good thing about us is we're approachable and you can get in touch with us. People that sign up through Nachos, they get my cell phone, and if they need that extra level of support, I'm here to help, because I look at you, Brandon and Lindsay and the rest of the crew as friends. And I look at what you've built, Paul, as a community. I don't look at it as a business platform. I look at it as we're all here to help each other, and we're here to help the members in your community,
Well, you said next event, Brandon and Lindsay volunteered to babysit your 15-month-old, so you go out to dinner with your wife. So, tell them.
I don't know if I trust Brandon, but Lindsay, maybe she could babysit.
Brandon's he's a expert dad. He's been through it all. Lindsay,
I know.
Lindsay's a dentist. Has a handle. So you got to go to the old craft. They can do it together. Well, thanks, Brian. People can text Doc Sites at 215-543-6454. What's the deal that they have going on right now when they do that?
All right. Thank you, Paul.
Awesome, Brian. Have a great rest of the day. So as you guys can see, we're learning how to market your business, get the patients that you want to come into your office. When those patients are in your chair, you've got to be able to deliver the clinical dentistry to help them. I'm ready for my next guest when they are ready to come up to the Talking Nachos stage. My good friend, fellow dentist, Dr. Aaron Nicholas, Monday Morning Dentistry, is helping my own associates survive, thrive, and not cry. So, Aaron, I know you have some new things going on. You might want to talk about some things from the past. So catch us up with what Monday Morning Dentistry has going on.
Sure. How you doing, Paul?
Awesome.
We just posted up on the Nachos site all the kind of the first half of the year. We're still doing the hands-on 1-hour molar root canal build-up and crown course, which has been a big hit, and we took it up to Philly there. And actually, I came to a sponsor event up there, and one of the docs I met there as a student, we just trained. I think he came to the Las Vegas course, so that worked out cool.
That's awesome. It's 6 degrees of Nacho Kevin Bacon. That's what we do, Aaron. We have our nachos everywhere to get them in front of you to help them. So your 1-hour root canal buildup and crown, that is your classic course many of our nacho dentists have taken. That will help anyone become more efficient. And would you say enjoy doing root canals more?
Yeah, I'd say that. And there's a lot of just general efficiency in that course. So a lot of people find that it also helps their crown preps and how they're setting up for things. So that's a good deal. We are still doing the 90-day clinical accelerator, which is the thing your two associates went through, which is, I've been doing dentistry for a long time, and people will get there eventually, or we can kind of cut that learning curve and fold some time and get them there faster. So that's an online clinical group. It's a very small group, like 8 docs max. And we go through all the different disciplines of dentistry, as well as efficiencies and how to work with assistants and train assistants if they need that, how to efficiently get through a hygiene exam and get, case presentation done, case acceptance, and not spend 30 minutes in there. Because let's face it, you got another chair with another patient and things you need to do. So we're still doing that. We only run that twice a year, so it starts at the end of January. And then for the first time, we're doing a hands-on surgical extraction course. Oh. And it's actually going to be in Ocala, Florida. We're teaming up with a group called Freedom Clinics that does a lot of stuff for some indigent populations. So we're going to be doing their extractions for them. And the day before that, we're actually going to run another 1-hour molar root canal buildup and crown course, so that in a weekend, if you feel like, for me, that's what I've always felt like I didn't get enough of when I was in dental school, and I'm seeing that same thing with younger docs. but we can get you up to speed on molar root canals and surgical extractions in one weekend. And that's the course I've always wanted to teach. So I'm psyched about bringing that out in April of this year.
Absolutely love that. And I also just share, you've been such a great contributor. Some dentists get all worked up when you say work faster, but faster doesn't mean worse, right? But just tell our audience, I mean, I've never met a patient except for one new mom. This is a true story. One time said take longer because she didn't have a break. But my other 99.9% of patients never said, I hope you take longer, Dr. Paul. So whether it's the team, the patients, production, sanity, what is the value of just being more efficient and getting things done faster and better?
Yeah, I mean, we waste a lot of time in dentistry. And if you look at video of me working or anything of that sort, I don't move any faster. I just don't waste motions, and I don't do anything I don't have to do. So when we do the 1 hour molar root canal build up a crown course, we also offer an assistant course along with that, because we want to offload as much stuff to assistants that they can legally do. So making temporaries, placing the rubber dam, putting on topical, all those kinds of things I don't need to do. And if I can be in another room being productive while somebody's doing something that's basically sort of non-productive for me, then that makes me more efficient and more productive, and I don't have to move any faster.
And I would, you can add this into your lecture. You can give Paul Goodman a shout out. You know, some of these dentists who say it doesn't matter how fast you go, say, oh, when we go to a restaurant for lunch, there's going to be a table where the server takes an hour and a table where the server takes 15 minutes. And you're going to get the same quality food and you're going to get the same friendly face. Who's signing up for an hour? And say, that's what we're talking about. Because people judge you on speed, whether it's right or wrong. And it's very difficult, especially for new dentists. So I love that you're championing the be better, be faster, be more efficient. And there's one person in the operatory who it really helps, your dental assistant, because they got to clean up, they got to set up, and the faster you're done. Well, people can text Monday to 215-543-6454 to learn more about all the awesome things you do. Am I going to see you next week in Arizona, or Arizona for you next week?
No, you'll see me next week in Arizona for sure.
Awesome. We can hire low 5 there. You're calling the 5 there. And thanks for being such an awesome sponsor.
There you go. Thank you, Paul.
My pleasure. So we've talked about marketing. We've talked about moving with momentum. And I'm going to bring up my next guest to talk about one of the favorite topics of all dentists and people is money. So I have Tully here. Share with us, Tully, what you do to help dentists survive, thrive, and not cry.
Great. Well, Paul, thanks for having me. Great Plains Trust Company we're a 30-year-old trust company that specializes in obviously estate planning, but financial planning and investment management, retirement planning. And over our 30-year history, we've developed an expertise of working with dentists and dental practices all over the country. So we're headquartered in Kansas City, but 60% of our client base is outside of Kansas City, and a large portion of that is working with dentists and dental practices.
Awesome. Now, I'm going to guess that maybe we're kindred spirits as dentists and trust people, because I don't know if people see their trust appointment on their schedule and says, hooray, I can't wait for this to happen. But it's a necessary thing, and not doing it, I've learned, can cause a lot of problems. So kind of just walk dentists through what you guys do when you meet with people. What are you talking about? Vulnerabilities they have when they don't do these things. Walk us through that a little bit.
Right. Well, something that's not talked a lot about in the wealth management industry is that when an individual goes through the financial planning process, the area that results in the most gaps for them is the estate plan. It's the area that gets the least amount of attention. And for dentists, as an example, it's tremendously important because you're talking about areas of asset protection, protecting assets for your family. And those are areas that change all the time and require constant attention and diligence as part of the comprehensive plan that we do for our clients. And so it's a blind spot for dentists and something that we do for our dentists, and would extend this to the Dental Nachos community is to do a examination free of charge of existing estate planning documents that a dentist may have, and provide an overview of our recommendations for what could be improved within that estate.
I love that. People can text Plains to 215-543-6454 to take advantage of that from our awesome sponsor. If I can ask you a few more questions. So one of us is dentist. one of the ways we get people to move forward is to say, here's what happens if you do nothing. Hey, Tully, you have bone shrinkage, you have these problems. If you do nothing, I say we can still be friends, but you could lose your teeth. You could get infection. You could have trouble chewing. And sometimes that motivates people to do things. In your estate planning world, maybe with stories that you've seen from other dentists or people that you've helped, what happens if they do nothing? What's some of the risks if they're like, I don't need to worry about it, this estate planning thing, and they're a practice owner and they got 2 kids and they got a beach house and they have a 401k. What are some of the risks if they don't do anything and don't pay attention to this topic?
Right. Well, there's really, when we're talking to people about their estate plan, something that we like to emphasize is that, if anything was to happen to you, your assets can go to 3 different places. They can go to your heirs, or chosen loved ones. They can go to a charity, or they can go to Uncle Sam. And so if you do nothing, you may be unknowingly transferring the assets that you've worked your entire career for to Uncle Sam, or potentially those assets go to probate and a court, and a judge decides where those assets are going to go, and it's not up to you. And so that tends to get people's attention.
Yeah.
Is that,
you worked your whole life for this. You worked your whole life for this, and if you lose control of what happens afterwards, it's just very sad. And I'm sure you've seen this, and we do things with practice transitions where sadly a dentist is no longer alive and they didn't prepare for anything afterwards. And I want to share that, selling a house, all people have to do is go and live in that house. Buying a dental practice, you need a dentist, a licensed dentist in that state, someone who wants to be there. And, without planning properly, I've seen dentists, and I've seen families cry both inside and outside. And I think it's awesome that you're bringing awareness to this. My last question before we wrap up is, when should people be coming to you? Like if someone's watching saying, okay, I'm a dentist. I just graduated from dental school. I just bought a practice. I just got married. I just had a child. Maybe it is all of those, but what is the decision in life when people should be connecting with your company to make this plan?
Well, I would say that there's no particular time that's better than any other time. But when we tend to see people is during triggering events. So triggering events are those moments in your life where you are getting ready to buy a dental practice, or you are getting ready to start your career and realize I've got student loans versus retirement plan options. What should I be choosing? What's more important than the other? But those triggering events are when something happens in your life that gives you pause and makes you realize that the issues that you are facing in your life have become bigger than your own problems.
Yeah. Other people are counting on you. Other people are counting on you. So I love that you're part of our community this year. Thank you for being a sponsor. People can text planes to 215-543-6454, and they'll be able to do a complimentary analysis of their situation. Is that correct, Tully?
That's absolutely correct. Yep. Thank you, Paul.
Thanks so much for sharing with us today. So as you guys see on Talking Nachos, we bring you marketing, moving with momentum, taking care of your money, all the things you need to survive, thrive, and not cry. And please come out to our Dr. Jason Smithson event. Text Smithson to 215-543-6454. You're going to get CE. You're going to find out about cheesesteaks. You're going to have camaraderie with other dentists and humans. Thanks so much for joining me today.